Blac Box Productions.
So I would figure same thing with our mind and our spirit as we begin. We used to do the wake and bake so early. I figured it would make sense to mentally, emotionally, spiritually take a shower first too. Even if right in this next hour you might be taking a shower, going out your job to go work in the dirt. But we might shower our soul and get right into some bullshit. But at least we can start with a shower. You dig it, lies? Oh, mama. And everybody say amen. Amen. No, I'm just bullshit. Oh, I'm just clouded, though. I did want to tap in on one more thing before I get up out of here because, and it's guess what? On a positive note, Ice Cube and, you know, he spoke of a contract he had with Black of America. And, he's always been a voice on behalf of Black of America, even if a lot of us didn't realize it, if it was too young or not tapped in because it was a coastal thing or whatever. Q has been able to predict like the riots of 1992 and the conditions of the city and the country after were pretty much predicted in his music. The year and the year or two prior, up until those riots, everything that he was putting out was on the pulse of saying, telling the government, beware, warning, this is what's gonna happen. Y'all got a keg, a time bomb on your hand. It's gonna explode in this fashion. And basically, when the riots kicked off, it was almost like a "I told you so." So I am not shocked to see that Cube has been what you would have to consider neutralized for a long time when it comes to political stances. Because if you go back to what the pulse of what he was on at one point with Death Certificate, Kill It Will, Want to Kill Sound, and all that, and then see how subdued his apparent disposition has become toward just the others in general. It's it's just a difference, and it's so refreshing to see him really step into the forefront on behalf of us. People can say what they want about whoever. Ain't nobody perfect or, keep a batting 1,000 every time they step up. But Cube is raising his voice in a very intelligent way in these new times versus, although he was very intelligent back then, not saying that, but he was just violent. And it was just all rage and violence. Every time he expressed how terrible they did to us musically, when he talked about it musically, his response was revenge, violence, murder, kill, them. And it was always like crazy to me how he was able to pull that off, and then they turn around and choose him to be one of their friends. But it was probably more than likely was done in an effort to subdue what that was and had it consistently stayed on that energy up until now, perhaps the influence and effect it could have had. But this what he on right now, far more mature, but he has some ideas that I think could be effective. When he predicted the riots, it wasn't through him trying to just holler it out. He did it very artistically, very pointedly, wasn't beating around the bush, and it happened. And now he has a prescription of perhaps how we can make a difference. It might it might make some sense to tap in, take a little listen. It's from All Hip Hop. It says, Cube explained how the killing of George Floyd by Minneapolis police officers inspired him to create a plan that would specifically affect African Americans. Political commentator Van Jones and NFL Pro Bowler Brandon Marshall were also guests on the show. Willow Smith's rumored boyfriend, Tyler Cole, was part of the panel as well. The Red Table Talk discussion featured Ice Cube addressing education funding reform, anti-racism classes, closing the wealth gap, racial disparity in bank loans, black banks, police reform, voting, and other topics. He called on both the government and the private sector to contribute to ending systematic racism in the country. They try to make us think America is a household that's broke and we don't have the money to get the new Jordans this year because we broke, said Ice Cube. That's how they make us think. We ain't got enough money for y'all because we broke. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famer added, but America creates currency. It's a currency creator. That's why whenever there's a war, they go click, click, click. And then the billions are there. The money is there to help the communities. We just got to push the politicians to do it. So, if you like me and not really tapped into politics and don't always understand what all the big hoopla is about, by my ear being tuned in to what Cube has chose to say on the subject, I know a couple things. I know he say, how about no taxes for blacks? And then he just gave us a whole nother list of things that we pushing for. Country ain't broke. They just proved it with all this stimulus. But when it come to us, that's how she arrived to the title, when they see us. On my mama. Thanks everybody blessed the super chat. It was moving kind of fast. Gerald Lewis, you was one of the latest. On my mama, those that I missed earlier, I apologize. They be disappearing. T. Lewis, good looking, homie. RLJ, on my mama, I'm finna get up out of here, y'all. Y'all know how we do. I sure appreciate y'all for tapping in on my mama. But that was deep, cuz when the lights go out, America's still smoking crack. Hey. Cuz a fool. Oh, you a fool? Hey, I wasn't expecting that. You stupid, cuz. That nigga say when the lights go out, America's still smoking crack. Look, when the lights go out, when the lights on, they still don't give a f about us. And you think your best remedy is to throw all your crippin' on the table and join forces with the police, the ones that we know don't give a f about us, about the most precious life that we can speak of that was lost. And then you're going to throw them to the hands of them police that we don't trust, and you trust them to handle it for you so they can protect him from those dudes that might be in the cut trying to give him what he really deserves. Wow. And that's what y'all think. I'm out of here, y'all.
My mom always says that I have an old soul. Whatever that means. She says that while other kids worry about toys, I worry about helping those in need. I guess that's true, but I still love toys too. I think what makes me different from other kids is that I'm Riley and they're not. The end.
Snakewood and that Puzzle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that. Yeah, Neighborhood and that Puzzle. Giving a shout out right now to SPI in the streets. My nigga Spotter Low, y'all already know what it is. Schwarzenegger. Oh yeah, and don't forget to check my website out too. NipseyHustle.com. Streets.net. Shout out my nigga SPI. Gotta get back in and do it again. My nigga Roy do it again.
Tupac of my generation, Pac was highly intelligent, but in our culture, street culture, especially in his generation, intelligence was viewed as a form of weakness. How do you get the people that's really affected by, what we're trying to solve involved?
Yeah. Family broken, so I stand with my niggas. Showed up to every shootout, but I ran for my feelings. No time for those, I got a plan to get millions. Whoever don't agree, I see you back at the buildings. That's why I never let y'all act like a victim. That's why I never let y'all kill my ambition. You wasn't for the mission. Park my colors in the back of the village. Remember Tony started washing them dishes. It was all a decision. Fast died, he took a part of me with him. Heart broken like my artery missing. Fuck all of you niggas. Team broke, they can't harvest you, nigga. Swore shit, it got a heart to it, nigga.
I used to know you were gon' fold 'em.
hustling. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch.
My nigga Spider Low.
Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low, that's my nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing illegal.